Have you ever wondered what would happen if tomorrow morning your bank decided it didn't like you anymore? One click and your account is frozen. Or if a government decided to erase the history of your transactions? No, this isn't a movie. It's the fragility of the centralized system we live in. A system built on one dangerous word: trust. We are forced to trust that banks won't go bankrupt and that those who manage the records aren't corrupt. We're basically in a gilded cage. But today, we're lifting the hood on the technology that has broken this cage. To understand what's happening, forget the English word blockchain and use the Italian one: distributed ledger. Imagine it as a gigantic database, an Excel file that contains the history of every money movement that has ever happened. The fundamental difference lies in where this ledger is located. In the traditional way, the ledger is locked away on a bank server. Only they can see it, only they can write on it. In the blockchain, this ledger is duplicated in real time on millions of computers all over the world, called nodes. These nodes are the guardians of the system. They're always online and constantly check on each other. For this network to work, they all have to agree on the same version of history. If I try to be sneaky and change the ledger to say I have 1,000,000 bitcoins, all the other nodes see that my copy is different from theirs, so they ignore me and reject the change. This is what decentralization is. Security doesn't come from a lock or a bank manager, but from the fact that everyone checks on everyone else. But why is it called a blockchain? Here's where the secret of technical security lies. Transactions aren't written down randomly. About every 10 minutes, they're bundled together into a page called a block. The magic lies in the fact that every new page contains embedded within it the digital fingerprint of the previous page, called a hash. They are inextricably chained together. If a hacker wanted to tear out a page from 5 years ago to alter a transaction, they would break the chain. The next page wouldn't fit anymore, nor would the one after that. To falsify a piece of data, you would have to rewrite the entire history of the blockchain on every computer in the world at the same time. That's technically impossible. That's why we call the blockchain immutable. Now, let's get practical. What really happens when you send money? A lot of people get confused by technical terms like input, output, and change. Let me explain it in the simplest way. The blockchain works exactly like cash. Imagine you have to pay me €1 for a coffee, but in your wallet you only have a €50 bill. That's your input, what you've received in the past. What do? You can't just tear off a piece of the bill. You give the system the whole €50 bill. The system gives me €1, output, and immediately gives you €49 back. That's the change. All of this happens automatically, protected by your private key, which is your secret digital signature. Without that signature, no one can touch your money. And it's here, after understanding this perfect machine, that we get to the point. Why should you use it? What's the real advantage for you? The advantage is total sovereignty. Using the blockchain means having mathematical certainty that no one in the world can confiscate, block, or censor your money. You no longer have to ask anyone's permission to move the fruits of your labor. You can send billions to the other side of the world on a Sunday without anyone being able to stop you. You've turned trust in people who can betray you into trust in mathematics, which never lies. This isn't just technology. It's your insurance for freedom in an increasingly controlled world. But who are these computers that work day and night to protect the ledger? And why do they consume so much energy? The answer lies in mining, and that's exactly what we'll discover in the next episode. If you want to understand the future before everyone else, leave a like and subscribe right now to DeAndre AI and turn on the notification bell. I'm Alessia. See you next time. Bye.